everybody, and welcome to SciFi Vision Presents Crimson Justice for May 7th. We have 2 episodes tonight since we weren't here last week, but welcome. Please like the video, subscribe to SciFi Vision, and hype it if you can. And don't forget, just a reminder that we have Liz Saunders, who plays Donna, on From, coming June 3rd live at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can join us, and you can see all our other interviews, past interviews, on our live tab and our video tab. And the interview with Hannah Trami, which I just did earlier today, will be out on Monday. And yeah, so it's I was gonna say, how are you guys? But Jen, you're not feeling good. I've got it. How are you feeling, Scarlet? Maybe you're feeling better than us, hopefully.
I'm feeling okay enough.
Okay, good. At least somebody's good. Hey, Doc, welcome. And everybody check out Doc Paige's channel too. I always forget to say that. I suck at that. I'm so bad.
Look what I got. I got the Daredevil pop. I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I found it and I picked it up real quick. I was like, I have to now get that and keep it in the room with all my other stuff.
Very, very cool. And I don't have anything for Daredevil. I wouldn't mind a Jessica Jones one, though, too. That'd be kind of cool. They probably have one.
Oh, yeah, they do. I definitely want to find hers.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't have tons of Marvel ones. I have a Loki one, I have Doctor Strange ones, and I have a Coulson one. And I think Marvel, that's it. Mine are mostly Doctor Who and Harry Potter, so they're not really Marvel.
I have 2 Yellow Jackets ones. Oh, 3 Yellow Jackets, because I want one. A Nosferatu.
Oh, nice.
And I think I have a Bela Lugosi, but I don't think it's Funko Pop.
I have a bunch of Walking Dead. I have a bunch of Disney ones. I've got a bunch of Marvel, some DC. I've got a lot of them, and my husband does too. We have like over 200.
Wow.
Whoa.
I can just name, like, I don't even. I have myself over like around 40 or 50 of them, and my husband's got the rest of them. I don't even know anymore. Like, there's just so many, and they're on the wall downstairs.
So I finally quit buying them because I have like all the Doctor Who ones, and I was getting Harry Potter ones all the time, but like there was just too many, so I just finally quit. It was like, no, it's costing too much money and taking up too much room. So I did get a Coulson one not that long ago, so at least I got a new one. But that's it for now. All right. Well, what did you guys think of these 2 episodes? But also, I think these 2 went together really well. Like, they almost could have aired them back to back like they did earlier in the season with the 2 episodes. Because it's the whole trial. I mean, it just wraps it up really well. What did you guys think about them?
I agree. It almost felt like watching a movie when we watched it back to back. And I kind of really liked the direction that it went in and the different themes that it kind of showed. And I thought it was a little bit more pronounced. Like, you got it in the comic book, but this was very pronounced, but not direct. So I really enjoyed it. I liked this season. And I think we're going to get what we were talking about the last time we were together on the stream. We were talking about like, all right, like, yay, Kingpin, you're a villain, but is there another villain that he could fight? Like, we're kind of getting over it, and I think we're going to get that, and that's what the ending shows us. So I really liked that and that confirmation for us. So that way, for season 3, we have somebody new to look forward to, and I'm sure Fisk will be back.
Yeah. Although if it's Heather, I don't know if that's better or worse.
Right.
I'll just say. What did you think, Scarlet?
I was gonna say poor Fisk has to put his feet in the sand, which is his most unfavorite place to be.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah. On a private island. Yeah, I know. It's rough, man. He's like Napoleon.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that he gets away and gets a deal, but especially because Matt goes to jail, but I'm sure that he won't be there I'm assuming won't be there for long, but I know there's also a comic book storyline with it that he had, I guess, I don't know. I saw an article, something about that he accidentally let it out the way he was talking about what happened. So I don't know, but hopefully it won't last too long with that.
I was going to also say I'm not a real fan of court dramas, but I really like this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, I'm usually not either, but this has got a lot of other stuff. I think that's one of the reasons why I like these seasons a little bit more, because I feel like the original series had a lot more of that. I still liked it, but like I don't necessarily care about the court stuff as much generally. But I want more of the Marvel crazy action, I guess. for lack of a better description. All right. Well, we have episode 7 and 8. So I think the one before they'll probably might go a little bit quicker because it is kind of all in one, but all the action kind of happens in the second part. But so it's I don't know what this, oh, Fisk is going through Vanessa's jewelry and he finds out like almost immediately that the earring's missing. I don't know what I expected to happen with that. It didn't go quite like I expected it to, but I'm not sure what I expected.
I expected him to be angry, or at least to use it as a bargaining chip. And it didn't go that way either. And I was like, well, I guess that was okay. Like,
It was kind of anticlimactic.
yeah. Like my face did a whole bunch of motions and I couldn't put words to the motions my face and brain were making.
Yeah. I don't even know that scene. I feel like because he didn't do anything about it, like what was the point of it in the first place? I guess is sort of what
I almost feel like because he didn't do anything, that gives her the, like subconsciously, like that means that she can do whatever she wants, right? If she can get away with doing something like that and he's okay with it, then everybody else would be okay with it, or she can do what she needs to do, which I think like pushes her a little bit more towards what we see at the end when she puts on the Muse mask.
Yeah.
I thought you saw a little Vanessa in her, so he gave
yes,
her
especially
as a gift.
Because it's red, right? That little bit of red with the white around it. I agree.
And plus, she committed a crime, and he sees that in her too. Like, hey, you could be little Vanessa.
Yeah, just so I hope they don't like do a romance thing or so. I don't think they would.
But
that would be
weird. Yeah. Now I want
that.
I totally want that.
No, that would be That would be very, very weird. All right. Well, he realizes it's fun. And then we have a lot with Karen being brought into the prison. Or jail. Every time I said prison on Tuesday, Karen keeps saying, it's not a prison, it's jail. She's waiting to go to prison. Okay. In the jail.
All right, Karen.
No, the other kid. Yeah. Karen said that.
No, I know you meant that Karen, not this Karen right in front of us. I was going to talk a little bit about this David Bowie song when we get, if we have time.
Go ahead, you can.
Well, it's just a David Bowie's like cover of "It Ain't Easy" is playing.
You know, I honestly didn't even notice what song was playing.
Oh yeah, I really like that part of it. I like that they incorporated that.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't even think about the music, but I didn't. If I'm honest, I didn't. So I don't know, but that's cool. But I was gonna say I was surprised that she didn't end up in like a dark hole somewhere, that he went the legal route. Like I understand why he did, but I guess I just didn't see that. Didn't expect that to happen. So I thought that was kind of interesting and a different way to go about it. And it makes sense. And it's also kind of in a way, almost like a way for Fisk to beat Matt in his own game a little bit, right? Like if she goes to prison and he loses because of the case. And obviously he's trying to bring Daredevil out. It just doesn't go as Fisk expects either.
Right.
But
I mean, she does comment out later on in the episode, like it's smart. Like she can't deny that it's smart. And we do know that about Kingpin. He is very intelligent. He's smart. So for him to like kind of, take it to the legal route and kind of like take it to Matt's court and try to beat him at it, I thought that was a really good strategy.
No, I agree. I guess he didn't expect Matt to show up at all then, because I mean it was draw out Daredevil.
Well, I think
as he planned.
I think he knew Matt would come, but I don't think, like we saw in the courtroom, he never thought that he would out himself, that Matt would out himself. Because ultimately what we saw would happen. Even if he outed himself and won that day in court, he still would get arrested because there were charges pending against him that had nothing to do with Fisk.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like we talked about Tuesday that he was trying to draw Daredevil out as opposed to Matt. I don't know that it necessarily mattered either way, because like you said, it kind of would have ended either way, with him getting what he wanted, if Matt hadn't done what he did. I definitely don't think he expected him to out himself. Even Karen didn't expect him to out himself, because you could see by the look on her face when he did that, she's like, which is really funny, I thought.
Right.
But yeah, right now he's just trying to draw him out, piss him off, and he goes to talk to her in the prison cell, and obviously they know he's there. Go ahead.
I was going to say these David Bowie lyrics like about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I thought you said what you wanted to say. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't know you had more.
I'm going to say these lyrics to this David Bowie song, and then
sorry.
I thought you had a chance to say the David Bowie lyrics. Well, it's not even the song, but he did a version of it.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, I thought you just were talking about the song. I misunderstood you. Go ahead. You can talk about.
Well, I literally said I was going to say the lyrics. So it said, "When you climb to the top of a mountain, look out over the sea. Mm-hmm. Think about places perhaps where a young man could be, and you jump back down the rooftops, look over the town, and think of all the strange things circling around. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy to get to heaven when you're going down." That's it.
All right.
That's the only one that really matters. That's the only lyric that really matters. The only verse that really matters.
Well, it works with the scene.
I
don't know. I wish they paid more attention to music.
It definitely foreshadows. That's why I like that they chose that. I apologize. I didn't hear you saying that you were going to say the lyrics either, Scarlet. I so apologize. But I did think that it was foreshadowing what was going to come. I didn't realize that at the moment, but hearing the lyrics, you can see that it's definitely foreshadowing of the end.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
Good show. Getting deep. You never thought that Marvel could be this deep, right?
I
music.
I always liked Legion. I thought Legion was pretty deep.
Well, but Legion was a different game. I feel like Legion was a lot.
That's true too.
Legion's Marvel.
Daredevil, I did not expect it from.
It was a Marvel.
Yeah. So he comes in to talk to her, and of course everybody knows he's there and isn't going to stop him. But she's telling him that she likes that he's scared. She's really provoking him. I think Matt says later something like he's not going to kill her while she's there, and I think she knows that too. But he does choke her and try to scare her. But she's not really scared. I think she's just kind of like, this season has changed so much because she's fought a lot in different ways, and now she's kind of like just mentally ready for this, I guess. So it didn't really seem to faze her at all. Even like when Heather's like, smacking her in the face later when she's laying in bed, she's like smiling, like, yeah, it worked.
Exactly.
So
yeah, her character arc is taking like a huge 180.
Yes, that's for sure. She's got some anger issues, that's for sure.
This scene made me so happy.
Mode in the last 2 episodes. She definitely is. So Mr. Charles, is that even really his name? Because I know at the end of the episode they call him something else, and I didn't know if it was just like he changes his name all the time or he was fake. I don't know, because I don't know from the comic book or anything. Did you notice that?
He goes by Mr. Charles in the comic book, but he does have aliases. Okay. Or aliasi. I don't even know how to say that in plural, but he has multiple. What is it?
I think it's aliases. No, I noticed that when he was on the plane, they called him something else. But he's like a government, agent, so who knows? I remember we talked about this, that in the original scene, he said Matthew Lillard said something about that they were going to have him in a bathtub for this scene, but he didn't want to do that because he said nobody wanted to see that. I think it would have been funny.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I think it would have been funny, but I get like it also would have been a lot too.
What if it was a bubble? What if it was a bubble bath?
Yeah, it could have been funny. I think it would have been funny more than anything. But so he comes to talk. I guess he's at. I don't know if she came to talk to him or he came to talk to her. I guess she's at his place, but I was thinking he came to his place.
Yeah. He wakes up and she's staring at him and he gets like startled.
Yeah. So
she surprises him at his place.
Mm-hmm. she's kind of pissed at him at first because she thinks that he's protecting Fisk, but he basically says, not anymore, because Fisk screwed him. So now he wants to help screw Fisk back, basically. So he's like, on her side now, I guess is sort of the idea. But the reason why, what he wants to tell her is that he thinks that Fisk is going after the governor because she can close the port, and he's getting antsy, and he's thinks that he's going to go after her. I had more than that written down here somewhere, but
they kind of make a deal here, right? About like him never going after her daughter again, and him bringing news to her.
Yeah, he says that he didn't intend for anything to happen to her daughter, but she's like not happy that he did that with her in the house. But he says something like, I guess it is what I said, that he said that she's the one who can revoke the charter, and he thinks that she's going after, or he's going to go after the governor. And so that's why they know to send Bullseye to protect her later on in the episodes. But he also makes a point of saying like he's her only contact to Luke right now, who is in another country. Did it ever say exactly where he was, or just that he was overseas?
Asia.
Asia. Okay, I couldn't remember if it said where.
Just said Asia. He was doing the good work for the Lord in Asia.
Yeah.
But I guess he's actually working for them though right now, right? For him and potentially what's her face? Dave Fontaine. He's doing something, we don't know what. Just that by the end of the 2 episodes that he's not anymore, because he says he's staying home. So but he's the only one that can contact him right now. So
then he gave her a slight that he said that, oh, you probably can't hurt me anymore because your mutant powers are on the fritz.
Oh yeah, right. He did say that. That wasn't very nice.
No,
but then he said something about him sitting there in his underwear. I didn't hear what she said, but she said something sarcastic.
Yeah.
I know whenever she comes to Daredevil on the roof, she's like, I don't usually believe that asshole, but it tracks. Like, she's like, it makes sense what he's saying, even though I don't like him. Yeah. I also like where she's like, we're on the rooftop again, because they're all on the rooftop. I thought that was funny. I agree. This is where basically they decide that they do need to protect her, which is why protect the governor, which is why he sends Bullseye after her in the first place. I feel like there was more to this though, but I don't have more. Cherry came in. That's what it was. I was going to say, I thought there was something else there, but I do have a picture of Cherry. He introduces them, which I thought was cool. I mean, I don't think he wasn't in the other series. He was only in Daredevil, but they're kind of in this episode. Everybody ends up working together because the whole police force is, the good part of the police force, I should say, the ones who are actually act as police force, are sort of working together. So he needs the sides to meet. But he says something like he's a fan of Jessica's.
Yeah.
But we get more half-naked Bullseye, which isn't ever bad. But this is where, Matt says to him, you wanted that one good deed that you said would absolve you of things, and he's willing to give it to him because he needs his help. And this is where he says, like, part of me wants to kill you, but I also need to forgive you. And we've talked a lot this season, and you even mentioned, Jen, earlier about the themes. I mean, it's the same thing as the whole season. I mean, it's about forgiveness versus revenge, and what they're willing to do. And Matt's continually chooses the side of forgiving, and it ends up important because otherwise probably the governor would have gotten killed and screwed up their plans. So it works out in the end. Let's see. Kimberly says, I think that might be a good setup for season 3 to have the good cops know Jessica, Luke, and Danny, and that they'll be working on the outside while Matt's in prison. That makes sense. That's a good point. I noticed, I said this before, but like when my head hurt, like when my migraine gets like bad, and I think a lot of it, you said your allergies are bad. I think it's coming from my allergies, but I feel like I talk real slow. Like, I feel like I sound like I'm drunk or something. And I think it's just like the way it sounds inside my head. I don't know. It's really weird. If I don't make sense, please do tell me, because it feels like I'm not making sense half the time when I'm talking. I'm just trying to push through it. But yeah, he's going to give him his one good deed. He's going to have him, and we find out later it's to protect the governor. They don't say it then, but I don't know if you were supposed to think at first he was going to kill her. I don't know. Like, it felt like a setup for you to not get it. I don't know if that makes sense at all. I mean, I think I figured out pretty quick that he was protecting her, but the way I don't know. Did it feel like that to you? Because they had just had that conversation about that Mr. Charles was going to go after her, or not Mr. Charles, that Mr. Charles said that he was going to go after her. But for some reason, I felt like they wanted you to think that he was the one that was hiding in the dark. I don't know. Maybe I just felt like that.
It almost made you think like he could have gone either way, right? Because he's like, I'll do my best. I can't promise anything. So it kind of left you a little with that little bit of ambiguity. It could have gone either way. But ultimately, if you're following the theme, like we said, then it's going to follow his character arc, and he's obviously going to make the right decision, do the right thing, which we see.
Yeah, well, mine was, is he even going to show up, was mine.
Oh, there you go.
Might not have. I'm surprised he's hung around. Like, he could have left so long ago, and I know he's still hurt, but he's just kind of like hung around in their hideout and been staying there, which is kind of funny. I hadn't really thought of until now, but he's still there. But he does, say he'll try. And let's see, we got more of Karen in prison. It kind of goes back and forth a lot. I just tried to take some of the different pictures through it. Okay, so this guy's name is Brett, and I think he was from the original series too, wasn't he? Or was he just from okay, I thought so. He's the one that a lot of times Daredevil would arrest people. Like, well, he couldn't arrest him. He would bring him the bad guy so he could arrest him. So they've been kind of helping each other out, and he sets it up so that Karen and him can meet for a couple minutes. And he also is the one, I think didn't they say that was it him or Cherry that got her sent to that prison? They rerouted her that way or something. So that way it would work out better for her. I can't remember for sure, but there was something.
I can't remember either. Cherry tells him, but I don't remember if he says he did I think Cherry says he did. And then that's because Matt asks him, do we have anybody in the 15th? Or maybe it's the other way around. Oh, now that we say it, I can't remember.
Yeah, I just remember vaguely one of them was responsible for making sure, like Fisk was sending her to a real jail, but they had it so she went to there specifically, I think. Yes, Kimberly. He was friends with Matt and Foggy. And I think coincidentally Daredevil got the bad guys, but that's because is his friend and he knew he's a good guy that can be trusted. I know he definitely interacted with him as Daredevil. Like, he would drop off the guys after he knocked them out. I remember that. And it helped his career. So that's why they kind of helped each other in the long run. But anyway, he lets her out. When he was letting her out, though, at first, I was very confused. I don't know. My brain didn't quite pick up on what he was doing, because I knew he was good, but I'm like, why is he letting her out? Like, somebody's going to jump her or something. At least that's what I thought. I don't know why, but that was the thought that went through my head when she opened the door. I'm like, why is he letting her out? She's going to get caught or something's going to happen. But no, it was just Matt there waiting to make out with her.
Yes. Very important. You got 1 minute, make it count.
Yeah, make it count. I did enjoy this scene, though, because she starts to tell him, she's like, you can't break me out. And he's like, oh, I wasn't here for that.
I love that part.
They're on the same page. Yeah. So yeah, they both know that the only way they're going to make this work is to legally figure it out. And he's going to come in to help her as her lawyer. And obviously we find out, surprise everybody, because they didn't know exactly what was going to go down when he showed up. So
did you think she figured it out here in this scene? Because I thought she figured it out in this scene, even though it wasn't said. That
he was going to go to court. Yeah, that part I thought she had figured out.
No, that he was going to reveal himself.
Oh no, I thought in the end of the last episode when they show her face, I thought she was really shocked, like, you actually did it. Like, I don't think she expected him to. Maybe she thought there was a possibility, but I don't think she really thought he would in the end. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Kimberly agrees with you. Says that she thought that he was going to reveal himself.
I think she was still shocked that he followed through with it, like you were saying. But I definitely think she figured out here, because when she's like, "No, Matt, you can't," like, and then she kisses him because he's like, "Got, time's up." So, and they kind of left it like he could change his mind. But I thought that she figured it out here, and he gave her a very indirect clue about it.
Did you feel that way the first time, though, or just in hindsight? Because Kimberly's saying she knew it the second time. Now, granted, you read the comic books, so maybe you...
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I can't respond fairly to that because I know the comic books behind it. So I was watching it, waiting for that to already happen. I'm sorry. I can't be... I'm biased.
What did you think, Scarlet? Did you think anything about that he was going to do that, or were you surprised, or...
I don't know. I was thinking they should have made out more, and I was just because this is my defense against it. It was one of the few times they actually looked like a couple, and they were very romantic with each other.
That's fair.
That's a really good point.
Where I haven't really felt it, and this I felt it, so I was into the romance of the thing.
Yeah, I did think they had chemistry in this scene, and lately they haven't every time. So I do think that the scene played good. I guess there was part of me that, thought he, like, as the second episode went on, thought it might be going there. But there was another part of me that's like, really? Are they going to do that? That's going to change the show so much. But I mean, you kind of never know with Marvel. They do things like crazy shit like that. So I didn't honestly know, but I haven't, hadn't read comics, so I didn't know. But yeah, I'm still kind of like a little bit, as much as it's cool, I'm also kind of flabbergasted. Like, how is that? I don't know. Like, he's got a secret identity, and now suddenly he doesn't. Like, they did that with Spider-Man, but like everybody forgot it, so it was okay. And I'm kind of like, how are they going to fix this? I don't think they're going to make people forget. I guess people knows who he is now. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about that. This is Hawksford talking to Fisk. Fisk, I feel like, is so adamant that like everything will go his way, because I don't know exactly what the plan was, but Hawksburg was kind of telling him like at least it sounded to me like he was saying that some of the charges wouldn't work, and he's just like, no, all of them. Like, he just automatically assumes he's going to win, which is kind of interesting because he does always, I mean, too much lately, does always win. And I think that it's gotten to his head, and maybe that was part of his problem, that he got a little too cocky there. But he does tell Heather that he's going to need her, so we know she's going to lie again. And then there's the conversation about he doesn't like the lawyer, and then also about her stealing the earring. And yeah, he says something like, it's curious, when we act on impulse, we surprise even ourselves. And she's like, I would like to think I have more self-control than that. And he's like, but you didn't.
Right.
Kind of funny. Yeah, no, we know what you did. Yeah, I kind of, like I said, I did think he was going to get mad. I thought maybe he would, tell her that, make it like, she had to help him because he had something over on her. But I guess she's already wanting to help him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But my other thought, and I think I said this the other week, is I thought maybe she was going to like defend herself and be like, oh, I wanted something to remember Vanessa by, and like would sort of make an excuse. But no, she didn't. She just admitted to stealing it, which kind of surprised me. But yeah, well, now even if he doesn't use it against her, he has something to use against her, I guess, is the
and I don't think she would have originally said anything like in the first season. The fact that she was like, yeah, like kind of just went with it and didn't try to like grift it or lie about it, I think that shows how much more bold she's becoming and more confident in just this is what I did. I think that she's definitely becoming more confident, which is leading to where she's going.
I do wonder though, if she had lied to him, I feel like it wouldn't have went well.
That too.
Like, he admitted it, so he was okay with it, but because he knows she's going down a darker path, so maybe that part, I guess, doesn't bother him. He probably likes that idea.
Yeah,
He
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he wants her to be bad like him.
Yeah.
All right. So Daniel and BB are talking, and he is really mad at her because she had everything she's been doing with her reporting, and he's at the point he doesn't know what to do to keep her safe. And she kind of yells at him for the way he's been acting, and is like, he killed my uncle. You need to, I forget what she says, something like do the right thing or whatever. Because he says that he's supposed to hand her over, or they're going to kill him after, and then his mother and everybody else. But he says something about getting her to a safe house, and he totally bullshits it. And the whole time he's talking to Buck. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know that anybody really thought he was going to follow through with that. Did you? That he was going to turn her in? I kind of figured at the end, we talked about this, I think, before, that he would end up redeeming himself, protecting her in some way. I feel like that's always where it was going.
I agree. I know that the storyline was set up to make you think either way, but he was just way too in love with her.
Yeah. I wasn't happy they killed him, though. Like, I get it, and it served the story, but it also kind of pissed me off.
But they didn't kill him the first time.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what you read. I thought that it was just they didn't tell her when they filmed it, but you're saying they actually didn't intend to kill him?
It was an interview with the guy who plays Buck in Vanity Fair? Something like that? Variety, not Vanity Fair. Why did I say Vanity Fair? I meant Variety.
But what exactly did it say?
It said that the original ending, he survived.
Interesting.
Daniel survived, and Buck told him to just go, to run. And then apparently they thought that was not a good enough ending for him, so they CGI'd the gun going off and then Daniel's head tilting because his head didn't do that.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought they had, from what I had heard, they had made two different endings. But I don't know. I was more going by people talking about what they read. I didn't actually read it myself, so I don't know.
But imagine if you're an actor and you filmed a scene and you think you're probably going to be in the third season or something, and then you suddenly learn that they CGI'd your death and you didn't even get to be in that scene.
Yeah, that would suck. But he probably got paid for it, so.
Well, yeah, he probably got paid for it. That's sure.
But yeah, I mean, something like that, it probably would have cost them a lot more to bring him back. That's why a lot of times they do this kind of things. But, I mean, yeah, I get it, and it serves the story. I didn't really like it.
Yeah, he wasn't killed. He wasn't killed in the comic books.
Oh, he's in the comic books?
Yeah, and he wasn't killed. He was not killed in the comic books. The original ending that you just described, that I didn't even know about the Vanity Fair article, is the comic book ending. Variety. Sorry, now I'm messing up. But it's Variety. So that's actually the comic book ending. So I guess they filmed the comic book ending, and then with their writer creativity and rights, I guess they decided to change it for whatever reason. But that is definitely a difference than the actual comic books.
That's interesting. I wish they hadn't changed it then. Kimberly said, I thought he was going to save her and sacrifice himself. So, yeah, I think everybody kind of thought that. But yeah, there was part of me holding out hope that Buck wouldn't go through with it. But he wasn't able to.
Initially, he didn't.
Yeah.
But they changed it. So
this was new for everybody. This definitely was a new one for everybody, a curveball, because if you knew the comic books and you're like, what? And like you said, it could have gone either way watching it, but we all already kind of felt that he was gonna, sacrifice himself, like Kimberly said. Like we kind of already knew it was going that way because he was way too in love with her. But still, it was definitely a curveball. When I heard the gun go off, I was like, shit, they killed him for real? And then when we saw his picture in the finale, I was like, they really did kill him, because that's not the way that he survives in the comic book. I remember him after, and I had to look it up. I was like, yeah, he does survive.
There was for a few minutes, I wondered if like I said, I hoped that he wouldn't do it. Figured he was going to, but I kind of wondered if maybe he was going to fake it and let him leave. But the way they showed his head come back up and hit the ground, like you said, whatever it was, they CGI'd the way they did it.
CGI'd that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that he's dead, even though they didn't show it close up or anything. I mean, he hit him. It definitely, unless they do something weird and wacky with it, I think he's dead.
He becomes a zombie. Him and Vanessa get reincarnated as zombies. Well, not reincarnated, just revitalized.
It just changes, like Bucks are just makes him like a darker sidekick, or like a darker aide. Like Fisk called him, my aide's been wounded. I'm like, really?
Yeah. It was kind of a little funny that he got shot. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. Like, he kind of deserved it after that, right? After what he did.
Right.
Okay, so we go to the courtroom, and there is a line with, I think actually that was probably the scene that I had with Buck a second ago up, where Fisk asks him if he thinks Karen knows that she's the wounded soldier drawing the comrades into the line of fire. So yeah, he definitely was not, like, his intent was never to go after Karen. I mean, he was using her as bait. We knew that. Did she know that? I think so. But yeah, we get this court case, and it kind of goes back and forth. I did like the way they did it, and I think the line whenever Kirsten here is talking to the judge, and she's talking about like the illegitimacy of the court and everything, and then I don't know if it's specifically this scene or not, but she says something like that there's, you're not playing to the jury or something, and she says, are you sure about that? Like, because they're the only thing they care about right now is the press seeing it. That's right. The important part of that is that they pick it up because they're trying to get the public opinion turned against him, which is what's important.
I like that she opened with like making sure they had a clear definition of what a vigilante was, because that came full circle around to Matt's argument in the finale. So I really liked that part. Like you said, I know you guys don't really like law shows like that, but I actually do. So I actually liked that part. I was like, oh, that was a perfect setup. Like, just like perfect, like alley-oop pitch and just like swing that away. Like I thought it was a great setup.
Yeah.
Sorry, baseball season.
Yeah. Liked when she interviewed or examined, whatever you want to call it. I still can't remember his name. I know in the chat we were like, what's his name? And then nobody ever said what his name is.
The guy with the scars? The burn marks?
This guy with the scars, where she asked him about him being in Matt's apartment. He's like, we were performing a welfare check. And she's like, with assault rifles, that's a lot of hardware for a blind lawyer. So, I mean, she's proving her point every time. And she also says some stuff, too, against Powell. But it was more so what she said there that was funny. And she does ask if Powell asked him to kill Victor Ayala or if that was Fisk. And that's when the judge says about the jury. And the only reason I think that part about Victor Ayala is important is because that also comes back around later. When he realizes towards the end of the second episode that Powell lied to him, because that's when he, smacks him in the face. And so that definitely was an important part of it. And you kind of realize that, okay, this guy maybe, not that he wasn't bad, but he wasn't as informed. Like, he took Powell's word for it and he shouldn't have. All right. So then we have Matt come in and everybody's surprised that he is there. But he's going to be there. I think co-counsel, I think they said. He isn't actually the one who's doing the defense. Kirsten's still doing it.
I thought it was funny. The prosecutor is like, you're calling co-counsel already? Do you think you're like, I forget exactly what he says. He's like, you think you need help this so soon? We haven't even started. And I was like, you're such a schmuck. I was like,
that was the point the whole time. You missed the point. Yeah.
Right. I was like, you're such a schmuck.
No, see, this is where I don't know. Like, I'm wondering if there's differences of opinion, because I wasn't entirely sure. But I was gonna grab that. But you seem to think, I think, different than what we talked about Tuesday. And I remember talking about it not being sure when we talked about it, but I don't know. I thought that he I wasn't sure if he cared whether it was Matt or Daredevil, like I said earlier, but because he did kind of look pissed when Matt came out. Like if he planned that and that was part of what he wanted, then I'm not sure that I totally understand why he, I don't know, reacted the way he did. But I guess it could have been either way. But we talked about him wanting Daredevil there, not Matt. But I don't know why he would necessarily think that Daredevil in particular would show up. So I don't know. Thoughts?
Thoughts?
I'm just like, nobody says anything, so I'm just like, thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that he, like you said, he wanted Daredevil to come, but if he knew that Matt came, he would still be able, in anger, to get Matt to reveal himself, but in a way that made him look bad. And I think that Matt outsmarted him and used it in a way against him, especially quoting him saying, "You called me a hero that night." But according to your definition of it, like the way he went about it was very strategic, and he outsmarted Kingpin. Because I think, when tempers kind of flare, I think he was hoping to get Matt to slip up and admit he's Daredevil in a different way, or just to get caught off guard.
Yeah, didn't work out the way he planned it anyway. Let's see. There is a part where also, I see, though, I think I have a separate picture of that. I don't know if I'm not quite far enough. Let me see if I can see the picture. Yeah, I'm not quite far enough, because that was when she was talking to that guy. Here it is. The governor calls the attorney general, and this is where she says it's time to move forward because Fisk's reign is over, but we need to move quick. That they need to shut the ports right away. So after I feel like she saw the case on TV and she sees the way it's going, and she's like, yeah, he's going down. And it's like Fisk still don't see that there's a possibility of that, but she could kind of see the way it was.
The writing on the wall.
Yeah. Which obviously put her, well, I don't know if it put her in more danger, because I think he was already planning to kill her anyway, so maybe not. But yeah. But she is intending to shut the ports, and it's going to really piss Fisk off. And then we have more of Daniel and Bibi, and he admits to her that he helped Buck bury a body. And at first he's like, I can't let anybody else know I did that. And he acts like he's going to turn her into Buck, because she realizes she isn't at a safe house. But, she says, is this who you really want to be? And then he gives her the phone and tells her to go and not to tell him where. So, he can't. So Buck can't come after her. So, yeah, we kind of talked about that. I thought, because I know I said this in the watch party, like, I was under the impression, and I think it was just the way they showed the scenes with Buck, I thought that he was like watching out the window for them, but apparently not. That's the way it made it seem to me. And that's why I was like, why wouldn't he see where she went? But I guess he wasn't. So, but either way, yeah, she gets away. And like I said, he says, don't tell me where you're going, which was the smartest thing, because otherwise he would have beat it out of him. So that's the last time they see each other again.
Yeah. I love that he did that, though. I felt like he cleared his conscience, because he knew what he was going to do before he even got out of the car.
Yeah. He acted like he didn't, but I think he had already kind of made up his mind.
Right.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good dead guy, but he's a good guy.
He's not supposed to be dead, though.
Yeah, when we get to a certain point, I've got deleted scenes of him from the Southern Cross, and we can talk about that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. All right, so it's the court's adjourned for the day or whatever, and they even Matt can tell they're not leaving. I was kind of surprised the way this went down a little bit, because I know Fisk does a lot of shit and gets away with it, but the fact that they just outright were like not even going to let them leave, and that they're following them, I was surprised. Like, that to me was really bold to do that in the court, when there are cameras.
I 100% agree. I know they waited for the cameras to leave, but just the fact that the cameras left knowing that they were still in there, like any shit that goes down, they're going to be able to know. Like, I thought that was really ballsy as well. Like, really ballsy.
Yeah, I just wonder if Fisk is kind of getting to the point where he doesn't care anymore, because I feel like he's unraveling as these 2 episodes go on, and he gets more and more what I want to say, like he's not as careful. Like as the episodes go on, he just does just like how by the end, he's just like knocking people out and potentially beating them to death. I'm not even sure, some of them he might have. But yeah, I definitely was surprised by this. At least Matt had the other cops to back him, but there's kind of like a shootout. I thought at first, I thought maybe one of the other people were going to get shot, but just Matt, he gets shot in the knee. I don't know if he was being sarcastic in the next episode when he says he's going to need a knee replacement or not. That's like a big thing.
I thought that was funny too. I was like, that's going to put you out for like a year.
Yeah, but no, he's just like, give me the drugs so I can go, and he somehow walks on it. That's a little, unbelievable that it's that bad, and yet he walked into court. But I'll allow it. So yeah, they get shot at. I think one of the cops gets killed or something because there's blood there.
Yeah, there's a blood spray.
Yeah, blood spatter. Okay, and then the governor here, she's closing down the ports, and somebody comes in and starts strangling her, who, like I said, I felt like you were maybe supposed to think it was Bullseye. I don't know. Like, to me, it played like they wanted you to think that, but I didn't think that.
The way the guy was dressed was very, like, look at him, the way he's dressed. It looks like it could have been Bullseye. So I agree. They were trying to definitely trick you or be like, wait, is Bullseye going to kill her instead of save her? And then you kind of realize that I definitely think that they were trying to trick people up that just don't know or just that weren't watching.
Yeah, I just felt like if they were, I feel like if that was their point, they didn't do a good job of it, because to me it seemed so obvious. I don't know, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they just wanted you like for a moment to think that. I don't know, but yeah, he attacks and he saves her, and then he's like all good. He protected her. I enjoyed. Yeah,
I did a good deed.
He did his good deed, and now he's going to go off and work for Mr. Charles. But he did his good deed. He's done.
I love the little salute.
He did it.
Yeah, he owes him nothing. Now, this is the part. I don't know. Is the? Oh no, that's in the next episode. Never mind.
Good point, Kimberly. Sorry.
They were setting up the vigilantes by having the poser Bullseye. Yeah, maybe that guy was supposed to look like Bullseye as well then. I hadn't thought about that, because I will say in the next episode, I didn't pick up, and I think it's because when we watched the finale, the first time was watching on my iPad when I lost all my power. I didn't pick up on the fact that like right away that they were like trying to make it look like it was him. Not until he was like, sorry, wrong Bullseye, or whatever he said when he said that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's a lot going on with the audio there, and I had to listen to it a second time to get what was going on.
Yeah, it took a second time for me. But that's the next episode. That's not this one.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, I agree. That was probably the same thing. They were all made to dress like Bullseye. All right. So this is where Buck and Daniel have their conversation, and Daniel, asks him not to kill him, but he ends up shooting him anyway. We kind of talked about that already. And then we have Karen.
Should I say my thing now for that?
What? Go ahead. Oh, because you already said?
Well, is he shot or not shot at this point?
Well, at this point, I think he's just choking him. It's at the very end. He shoots him.
Okay, because you mentioned it. I didn't know if I should go or not.
No, well, you can, or you can wait. I don't care.
Oh, I'll wait.
Okay.
I just didn't know, because I bet you go real fast.
Okay, sorry.
I gotta catch that train.
No, just yell if you want me to stop. I'm just trying to push through with the way my head feels, so just tell me if you want me to stop. Yeah, this is when Heather comes to talk to Karen, and Heather is doing everything she can to piss Karen off, and Karen is doing everything she can to piss Heather off. They kind of both get angry. Sorry, what?
It's a cat fight.
Yeah.
It kind of works on both their ends. Let me ask you, Jen, the whole thing with her brother, was that in the end of the original series and I just didn't get that far?
I don't remember that being a thing. Like they meant it's not. I don't remember it being a thing. I gotta remember. I don't remember it being a thing. Because even when I heard that, I was like, what was it that they said about her brother? Like, I had to think about it because it's not like a thing, like a big thing. If it
Okay.
is, it's like, if I think they mention it, but I don't remember it because it's not something that was focused on and it was a while ago. Like, I don't remember. But I don't remember it being a thing. And I don't remember it from I'm not saying it wasn't in the comic books. I haven't read them all. Maybe like Karen or AJ or somebody that did would know better. I mean, I can look it up, but I don't remember it being a thing like that at all.
Okay. I just wondered like what the story was with her brother, why she
Yeah,
killed him.
They show a small flashback, and it's like a one-off thing, right? Like it wasn't a big deal, and I don't even remember what it was. Could you elaborate if you remember? I'm so sorry.
It must have been, I'm guessing it might have been with the end of the original series. With BB's uncle. Well, no, there was that too, Kimberly, the whole thing where she killed Wesley that she
Right.
mentioned. But that was from the original series. But no, I meant when she said she killed her brother specifically. I don't remember anything about a brother. But yeah, she did kill Wesley when he kidnapped her. She ended up shooting him, and like that affected her for a while. And I know whenever Heather says, "Does Matt know?" Like he knows about Wesley. I have no idea if he knows about her brother because I don't know what that's about. But I wonder that her brother did do something because whenever she says something like, "Did he molest you?" Like she says no, but she gets very defensive, like her brother maybe did do something to her and there was a reason. Because I feel like she wouldn't have just killed him. Either that or it was an accident. I do remember though there was something about a car crash though, wasn't that? Maybe I'm getting it mixed up and that is what happened. Um, Oh, okay. Now, what I was starting to remember, I guess, was right. Kelly said she was hanging out with her drug dealer boyfriend. Her brother came and was trying to rescue her, and at the end, she was driving and was under the influence and gotten into an accident, and he died. Okay. Yeah, I started to remember there was some kind of car crash. So yeah, I guess he
Yes.
didn't do anything to her then. It was just she was.
All right. And I just looked it up because I just had to. So this is not that I remember, but maybe it is why I don't remember. In the comic books, she doesn't kill her brother. That's not a part of the actual comic books.
Okay.
She's so like the storyline that there was that fatal car crash, that's exclusively to the Netflix series. It's not in the comic books.
Got it. But it was either way, it was an accident. She didn't intend. Now, Wesley, she intentionally killed, but he was, had kidnapped her, so he kind of deserved it. Yeah, because I remember that, and I remember in the series being like, she just needs to tell Matt and get his help instead of trying to hide it, like, which was, part of the a lot long storyline in there.
It was.
They were outside in the rain. I don't know, Kimberly. I just vaguely remembered the car crash as I was talking, and that was about it. She does end up slapping her in the face.
Like
The other thing that I don't get is that Karen tells her, because I don't know. I thought at first I didn't realize what she was doing because she's like, oh, I can totally beat this test like anybody can. Like I don't know why you would tell her that, and I was a little confused. And then I'm also a little confused why she's bothering to record her if she's gonna make the answer she wants anyway. Like what? She's not gonna use the recording, so why even bother? Like I don't know. It was a little weird. Hi, Fletcher.
Hey, Fletch. Guapo.
All right. So back to Buck. He's beating him up, trying to find out where she's at. He still won't tell her. It does end with the shot, so it's at the very end. It first goes back. This is where I think Matt's praying at the church, I think. And
yes.
It shows Karen who's smiling because she was slapped in the face by Heather, so she's okay with it. And he's praying, and Jessica shows up at the church.
Yeah, he's kind of crawling into a pew.
Yeah, yes, because he was shot bad in the knee, but she's coming to rescue him.
Very red.
Yes, there was a lot of red light. I agree with that. And it's interesting, this is blue too, because it's kind of why I'm not sure why this has kind of got that opposite color tone, but maybe it's just because they didn't want it to be red. I don't know. But yeah, he does shoot him, and I really like how they ended it just with the shot, and it was just silence, it made it more impactful. I like the way they did it and ended it on that. I don't like
agree.
it, but I like the way they ended it. Now, what was it you wanted to say about it, Scarlet?
Well, first I'm going to read off the fandom and say Blake is a fan of the New York Knicks and the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fun fact. Blake was intended to survive his altercation with Buck Cashman, and was scripted and shot. And the scripted and shot version of The Hateful Darkness had Buck Cashman spare Blake's life. As a result, scenes of Blake were shot for the subsequent episode, The Southern Cross, which makes me upset for this actor. However, the decision was made by Dario Scardapani. Is that his last name? Scardapani? That's who you can blame. Dario Scardapani. In post-production to edit the scenes so that Cashman murdered Blake. As a result, the scenes as Blake were shot for the season finale were not included in the final cut. Scenes that were removed were included one where Cashman lied to Wilson Fisk and claimed that he had killed Blake, a scene of Blake approaching interim mayor Sheila Rivera, asking to resign from the administration, only for Rivera to refuse, and a scene of Blake having returned to his family home. Those should be deleted scenes somewhere.
Yeah. No, wait. She went to Sheila and she wouldn't let him resign. Say that last bit again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to read it all over again?
No, just the last bit. I was confused what you said, that she wouldn't let Daniel resign.
Let me just read it over again. Scenes that were removed included one where Cashman lied to Wilson Fisk and claimed that he had killed Blake, a scene of Blake approaching interim mayor. Why do I keep saying mayor? Interim mayor Sheila Rivera asking to resign from the administration, only for Rivera to refuse, and a scene of Blake having returned to his family home.
Oh, okay. He's going to work for Sheila then, or would have, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel bad. I feel bad for the actor because he probably was like, I'm going to be in season 3. No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Especially if he knows the source material.
How did they tell him? They just sort of they just text him. Oh, by the way, you should have probably watched episode 10 to 7 and 8.
I'm assuming they told him before it aired. I would think. But yeah, that would suck as an actor to find out after the fact. But it's show business, as I say.
Show business.
That's show business. They change. But look, the guy's a great actor. I don't think he's gonna be like wanting for parts. I think
he's gonna find another part.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I mean, maybe not Marvel. Marvel's kind of
maybe
the big
he did.
Yeah,
maybe he did. Maybe he found another part and was like, "You guys should just kill me off because I'm not coming back."
Yeah,
I've heard what you're going to do.
Not many people would bow out of Marvel. Now, some of them do, but most people do not.
Yeah, they probably. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me switch to the other episode. All right. There we go. I'm assuming this is like a real restaurant or something. I'm guessing maybe in New York, because I think they filmed some of it in New York.
Yeah, it's an Indian restaurant. It's so cool looking. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. It's pretty. It's like big electric bill. But I don't know. It makes me think like sort of Alice in Wonderland-y like thing. I don't know. I like it. It's But so this ends up being the end of the episode, because we do wrap back around here at the end. But right now we're just getting to see them have their dinner. Wait, what's Kimberly saying? Karen was right about Bullseye name. His actual name is Benjamin Dex Poindexter. Yeah, yes, his alter ego is Bullseye, but her calling him Blind Spot, that was what was wrong. It wasn't the Poindexter we were saying was wrong. It's what she kept calling him, Blind Spot.
I thought she was purposely calling him Blind Spot.
Well, I think at a certain point she was, yeah, but sometimes she wasn't, which made it more funny because she kept.
Well, I was calling him, when I write notes, sometimes I call him Hawkeye, which I knew was totally wrong.
Yeah, we knew what you meant. It's okay. No, but it just got to be sort of like she didn't do it intentionally originally, but then it sort of became.
I remember she was in the chat calling him Blind Spot.
Yeah, she did it quite a few times, not
Which is more like what Daredevil should be named if anything.
Yes, I know, right? It really should be Daredevil.
Wow.
But,
Wow. Blind spot because the man is blind. That's just harsh. Wow.
it is fun. It's kind of funny.
That is funny.
And I'm like, that's funny, but in a bad way. Like, it sounds like
If you showed up in the courtroom, then that one guy would have been like, "Oh yeah, I guess he's really blind."
oh. Yeah, I did love how whenever they're like, how could, I think it was Hawksburg said something like, how can he be Daredevil? He's a blind lawyer. And then he goes like,
Yes.
That was funny. I enjoyed that.
That was cool.
All right. So we see her stitching them up here. I'm just looking at the wall. This must be her place, I guess. And now I'm like, what's on the wall? I want to know what her murder board's of. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this is the next episode. So this is where he says he needs a knee replacement. And I'm like thinking, I don't know if he's like being sarcastic, but I don't know how he can walk on it otherwise. So, but yeah, he wants her to give him stuff so he can at least get into court. And I do question, like, whenever he's late, the judge more than once is like, is he okay? And she's like, oh, we won't wait for him. Just go. You don't got to wait. And I'm like thinking, why not say, your task force attacked him and shot him? Like, why not say that outright, right?
Right. I said the same thing. I'm like, why don't you just like, did you not report this? Like, no one's acting like this just happened because they were like, back. I thought that was so weird.
Yeah. I guess because they're denying it so much. So, but yeah, she's stitching them up there. That looks like really fake skin. I mean, she must really. I'm wondering if she's really stitching like his skin and like it's fake skin because look, it looks really weird, doesn't it? They probably put like a prosthetic piece of.
Yeah, it looks like it's bandaged up already. If she's still stitching it, right?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was like skin color. Maybe it is bandaged. It's hard to tell. They're screen caps. Okay. So this is where Buck comes in and he's like, says something that essentially is like, did Daniel bring BB in or whatever? And he's like, no. And so he knows that it meant he had to kill him. So he says, did Daniel deliver is what he says. Right. And then Fisk starts going into all this crap about the responsibility of being chosen by millions of New Yorkers. And I thought, he's just full of shit. And I think like the whole conversation was kind of senseless and just him going on and on being full of shit. But he says that one of them said that Murdoch survived the night. And this is when he gets whatever it's called, the affidavit or whatever, calling him to court. That's what I thought it was. And I guess it was supposed to be because he, shows up as being on the stand when Matt comes back there. When Matt does come in, they're talking about Karen being a sociopath, and nobody's denying it, which I kind of wasn't sure about, but
I think we all are, Jamie.
No, yes, we all are. We all are.
We all are.
There was this whole thing about vigilantes and masks and everything, and we kind of mentioned that earlier, that they're like setting up what exactly a vigilante is. And Matt asks, whoops, I had a picture of Heather on the stand, maybe not. But Matt asks Heather if a vigilante needs a mask. Would Karen qualify if she never had an alter ego? And she's like, she didn't need it because she hid behind Daredevil. And I love, he goes, the same way you're hiding behind Fisk. Like, yep. Got her there. And then, so yeah, they're more of the case. I was glad to see that judge actually was like, not completely corrupted, because they kind of hinted before she wasn't, but it was not completely clear. There she is. I did have her on the stand. I was not far enough. Okay, so I think there's a part about where he says something like, asks her if she hit Karen, and she lies and says she didn't. Then we see the guy setting up for a shot, and again, it's not really Daredevil. And now that makes sense. Like I said, when I saw this at first on the iPad, because it was like so tiny, and I was sitting in a pitch dark room since I had no power. It was really hard to tell what was going on. I just saw that he was sort of dressed like Bullseye, and I was confused, but yeah, it was a fake Bullseye. But
I love that he calls him a poser.
Yeah, he does. All right, so he calls Fisk to the stand. And yeah, I think we all knew this wasn't going to go as the way Fisk thought it was.
Right.
And there's a lot more of, I feel like there's a lot of Fisk bullshitting in this episode. And like, I didn't write it down, but that's kind of what my notes say. Like, he was just kind of, throwing around a lot of stuff.
I think at one point Matt was like, was that a speech or was that an answer? And like the crowd or whatever laughed, and I was dying. I was like, exactly. He's like just such a blowhard. He just loves to hear himself speak.
He is. He does. That's for sure. Because he does say like, this is just to stop whatever assassins, and he's like, yeah, but are the streets actually safer? And he's like, it didn't stop Foggy and Vanessa from being killed. So his point is it didn't work anyway. But yeah, whenever he says that about Karen being involved in sinking the ship, this is where he starts saying that like they were smuggling weapons on the ship, and asks about Daredevil sinking the North Star, and he tries to say that he did, and there is no evidence of that, which is pretty much what he says. And he's like, just Powell said that, and everybody that's in your employ said that. And then he gets the video testimony from the first mate. He gets allowed to use it, telling that Fisk put them up to it, and that Daredevil got the weapons back. There's the real bullseye that took out the would-be assassin there. There's a good picture of that. All right. Now this is where he's requesting to use the video, and Fisk is like whispering to him, and only he can hear it. And
yeah, can you go a picture? Can you go a picture back?
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff is supposed to be some kind of like arty way of knowing that he's like listening, like Daredevil's listening with these rainbowy things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read something about production, and that was a choice.
Yeah, I don't know that they even necessarily needed it. I mean, we know he can hear him from the other room, is the point. But
for the people that aren't really listening, they're on a second screen.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, rainbow. He must be talking.
Or like, yeah, but Fisk is like, you don't want to go down this road, and he's like, well, gonna do it. And Matt keeps going, and he does show the video saying that Fisk was smuggling weapons, and that he tried to make them sink the ship. And Matt says, like, they say the thing that they do say, which I kind of wondered, is even Hawksburg, says he's not here in court. Like, it's hearsay. They can't prove it if he's not there. And that's what I was thinking, like, why would this actually work? And he never intended it to work. He did use the whole thing as a setup to say, okay, but Daredevil was there. And the guy said Daredevil was there. And then he, got Fisk to admit Daredevil was there. So he was the witness. And yeah, the whole thing was a setup. I did want to say too, I kind of was curious about the title, because like the first episode was called The Northern Star, and this one's called The Southern Cross. So it kind of came back around. I thought it was interesting. Lost where it was, sorry. But yeah, he gets Fisk to admit that Daredevil was a witness, and he knows what happened, and he's like, well, if only he was here. And Fisk just calls him a fool. But I think at that point, like I at that point was like, he's gonna, like, is he really gonna do it? Is he really gonna tell everybody? And he did. See, I thought that was shocked, but I guess that could have been like, I didn't expect him to actually do it, even if I thought he was going to do it type of shock, I guess.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy everybody's reaction. There's with the cameras going off, where everybody was like even Heather, she's like, oh yeah, right. Like she got this look like, I don't believe this shit. He's just
right
stalling or whatever. And then that one guy said something about Fisk wasn't happy. He said something about him being blind. And that's when he threw the billy club or whatever and caught it. And
yeah, but isn't in the comic books, isn't there a version where somebody is playing Daredevil and they come in the courtroom?
I don't know.
I think I remember something like that. I was thinking that might almost happen too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a
Yeah,
like a Matt poser,
What did you say, Jen?
like a Matt poser, or like a Daredevil poser. You mean like a fake person coming in and claiming to be Daredevil that wasn't, or
Yeah.
that isn't? Yeah.
that would be interesting. I feel that like Matt, the law, like Matt cares about the law, though. I feel like to have somebody perjure themselves, I don't know. Like I couldn't really see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of wondered why he didn't have a videotape from Daredevil at least and try it. But it wasn't going to work anyway. But yeah, he has. There's where he throws and catches the. Oh, I thought that was his Billy Club because it looked like the nunchuck thingy zipped out of it. That was his.
It's walking
cane.
stick.
Walking
Yeah.
canes, the walking stick.
Okay, I didn't realize that he threw and caught, I guess, somehow his cane. I love that tattoo. Is that?
Yeah, that's a really good shot.
It is. And he's like, I'm Daredevil. And he's like, and then, yeah, he gets the case thrown out because he's basically saying the whole place is corrupt because everybody's under Fisk. And he's like, you can't like legally try her. It's not fair for you to decide what happens to her because it's a farce basically. And he moves a dismissal and the judge is like, yep, you're right. And dismisses it. And that's why I said I was like really liked that judge actually was like legit trying to do the right thing and in the end did. So yeah, Fisk is not happy, but it worked out in their favor there, and has gotten off, but of course that's not the end of it for Daredevil, unfortunately. But we don't actually even get to that till later. I don't know that I don't know that I really buy that he is arrested, like because he did do things as a vigilante, but he also like saved people. And I feel like in a show like this, I don't know, like I was just surprised it wasn't just like they let it go. And I know it in real life they probably wouldn't let it go, but just on a TV show like this, I expected it. And the fact that they arrested him, I don't know if I quite like.
Well, yeah.
Right.
But then they're gonna have to go through every crime and make sure it's Daredevil too and not an imposter.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
That's gonna take the whole next season. That's gonna be the whole next season.
Well, I expected the governor to pardon him.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Maybe, but I know there's like some prison thing going on that's in the comics, so I don't know what that's about. But the governor comes up and she's like, "You're done. I'm shutting down the port. You need to resign." And the attorney general is giving him an option, like if you leave, we won't press charges. Get out of here. And he refuses to. He refuses to take the deal because he thinks he is better than everybody and should be allowed to do what he wants. He does make a comment that I was a little confused with, and I would like to know more of what it's about when he says to Jessica, "It's interesting to see who you've aligned with, Miss Jones." I don't know if that was like in regards to like the fact that she helped Mr. Charles, or I don't know. It felt like there was more to it than that. And I'm not sure exactly what it was referring to or if it's something that like is in the comics or I don't know. Did you get that?
I did get that, and I'm curious to see where they go with that. I think that has to do with the series that they're coming back out with her.
Okay, fair.
So I think it's going to be there.
Yeah, Kimberly's asking why she said that. Is that something then that's sort of in the comic that'll spoil something? Or are you just guessing that it's...
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't read all the comics like that. I just read like some comics, so I know some of the stuff. I don't know it all that well. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I just was trying to figure it out too because it definitely felt like there's more to it. But you could be right. It could just be something with what's coming, and I guess we'll find out hopefully soon enough. But yes, it has been a success, and Fisk is pissed. And look, he's not one to give up. The task force is like, okay, take him down or whatever. And I love that right before he shoots, you hear Bullseye go, "Wrong bullseye," because I wasn't sure at first who said that. Like, it was the real one. And then Matt's like, "No, don't. They're gonna shoot you." And of course, dumbass Buck jumps in front of Fisk
You notice Daredevil didn't take a bullet the second time and just like.
I know, thankfully, but it would have been nice if Fisk had gotten hit instead of Buck. Not that I really cared if Buck got hit, but I mean, I wanted Fisk to get hit. They all kind of run out, and then there's Powell like, oh, I'm gonna kill him. Like, yeah, no, you're not. And then this is when all the chaos and crazy shit goes down. So like the whole, that's when they're figuring out what they're gonna do. But like the whole town, like everybody's dressed up as Daredevil. There's like people pretending to be him and everything because everybody's on his side, and they're all finally like fighting back against Fisk, and it's just kind of like a free for all. And the Fisk is like, I care about you. I will still, try to protect you or whatever the bullshit is. He says that.
He looks strangely like the same as BB's videos in this one too. The way it's shot.
Does. And I think that was intentional because
I'm sure that was intentional.
Yeah, because like right after nobody ever asked about why he was beat up. I just thought about now. Nobody ever mentioned that either. But yeah, then we see BB's video about making fun of what happened, and also he called in the National Guard, I think, or something like that was what he did. But she sends out her message, and she says about being under siege by the task force, and kills like that they killed our family and friends. And that's when you see poor Daniel, that he's dead. And then she reveals who she is in her video.
Like, it almost looks like she wants his head, the way that mask is sitting.
And thought about that kind of, yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, she has no reason to hide. They know she did it, right? So she's might as well admit it. She has to be in hiding so she don't get killed, but they know she did it. And there's all the people in the red clothes and the red
shirts. All the red shirts.
Red shirts.
The massacre of the red shirts shall begin.
It was, yeah. But they're coming out in droves to, let themselves be heard. And then Jessica gives him his costume, and he's out too. And I know that the task force was kind of like, are we going to do this? They actually for once looked like they didn't agree with him and didn't want to do it. And they're like, because he said to go kill Daredevil and Karen or whatever. And they're like, yeah, but he's not alone.
Meanwhile, Daredevil is awkwardly changing into his gear in front of all those ladies. There's no like closet or anything. It goes to the bathroom, maybe. Is there a bathroom?
I don't know. He wasn't with them. I don't know who he was with. He was with Karen and Kirsten, I guess. But anyway, they know that he's not alone. He's got that big crowd, and they don't want to fight them. I don't know if they're just afraid they'll lose, or they don't want to just randomly shoot people. I don't know. Probably more they're afraid they'll get hurt, because I don't think they care who they kill at this point. They're not great people.
Right.
But yeah, he basically is like, you go do it or resign, which I don't think he resigned from Fisk, right?
Right.
Probably not.
I think that means death.
I did enjoy Jessica drinking about a half bottle of scotch during those scenes.
Yes.
Oh, she does that a lot. She does that a lot.
Yeah, she does.
Is that how she gets her superpowers? Just through booze?
Not quite, but she does drink a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Do they have signs? I guess I was trying to see what that was. I didn't notice the signs till now. But yeah, there's a lot more of them than the task force there, so I can see that they're scared. And then this is where Cherry comes up, and he's like, just put down the guns. We can end this peacefully. And Pal tells the other guy, the scarred guy, to shoot him, and he hesitates because he's like, why? But then that's whenever wait, I guess there's a little bit. First Sheila's telling him the attorney general wants to talk to Fisk, but he doesn't want to talk to him. And then there's a thing where she gives Buck his jacket, and he's like, it's an expensive jacket, and he's telling her like, we don't have to go down. He's also telling her we don't have to go down with Fisk. Like, he's kind of like, let's leave. Which, like, yeah, I think they probably should leave, but I thought this scene was also stupid because I'm like, you have a jacket on. Why didn't you just give him your own damn jacket?
That's what I said.
I thought that was a little
That's what I said. I'm like, why don't you just give him your jacket? I'm like, you have one on. I thought the same thing, but I guess it's to set up the fact that she's not taking any shit from no man.
Yeah, it's a bigger jacket too, bigger than hers.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Probably wouldn't fit him well, but he, I didn't even see. I don't know if he like touched her arm or whatever. I didn't even pay attention that he touched her. Whenever she like pokes him in the throat, like, don't touch me.
My God, she punched him in the throat. That was like crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I think it's bad enough to be punched in the face. I was like, oh my God, punch in the throat? That'd be horrible.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like, because I know in the Discord, Karen said something like, how would she know how to do that? I'm pretty sure that's like a self-defense move.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
put them down.
And I'm guessing that probably after she was attacked by Muse and was like scared all the time, she probably took lessons and stuff. So that didn't bother me. I just thought it was funny more than anything. And then back out at the crowd, White Kitten here. We'll still call her that.
Little Tiger.
Little Tiger, yeah. She asks that cop, she's like, I forget exactly what she says, but something about like that you killed Hector Ayala. And he turns to Powell and he's like, you said that he pushed the other cop off the platform. And he just like doesn't want to hear it and just tells him to shoot Cherry. So instead, there he is. Instead, he knocks him out, which was awesome. I like that. It's like finally somebody stood up to that asshole.
Right? I've been waiting for somebody to knock Powell out this entire season.
He's like such a dick. But yeah, so he finally took him out and tells him to let them in, and then all the people come in. And every time I keep reading these signs wrong and keep almost saying, because it looked to me like it said fuck Fisk. And this time one of the some of the signs actually did, which I don't.
Yeah.
Because I kept reading it wrong when we were talking before and like accidentally saying it wrong or thinking it said that. And I'm like, nope, someone said it. Vigilante, yes. Fisk something. Our city, not his. Fisk, you must resign. Fisk resign, not my mayor. Yeah, interesting. So they're all coming in. Sheila's doing her damnedest to get him to take the deal. I don't know why she didn't give up and take off. I would have been like, bye-bye. No.
Right.
But maybe she knows. Maybe she doesn't. She's trying to avoid people getting killed, though, too. Could be part of it.
I think she's doing it to prove herself so she can, get promoted.
There's that too. Could be. But he does say something like, I thought you were on my side. She's like, I'm on the side of the mayor's office. Like, you're not mayor anymore, dude. You're done.
Right.
But yeah, he basically wants him to exile. Like, I don't know if he was supposed to like give up his citizenship or what, but the point was he was to leave New York and they wouldn't press charges. And
they do mention that. Matt mentions that. He's like, give up your citizenship and just leave. He does say that in this episode at the end when they're, when he talks about Grace.
Yeah, because he says, like, if you go to, it was my understanding what he was saying is that if he went to prison, he says something like you'd be separated from her memory or something. But I don't know why he would want to talk him into taking the deal, because the deal is like letting him get away. So I was a little surprised by that. But I guess that's the idea of Matt's giving him grace. There's all the Daredevil people dressed up, the cosplayers or whatever. And Fisk just starts, I know. Fisk just starts punching the shit out of people. I don't know. I'm guessing some of them he killed because, like, look at that guy. Like,
they did. Like, instantly, man. He threw that guy through the wall and there was a big dent through the wood and everything was a big hole.
Yeah.
And some of them are still trying to fight him. And I'm like, why are you trying to fight him?
Yeah, right. You're dumb. But yeah, going by like when he squished that doctor, he's supposed to be like really, really strong and able to.
I would have just told everybody to start running out the building, like turn around.
Seriously.
That's what I would have done. But he's he's soaked their blood. I don't know why he like did that to that person. I thought that was weird. He's like, just be quiet, and then he's like punches him. So
just because it's funny, because he's an evil guy, and they do that shit.
Right, there's definitely a lot of red light again here. But yeah, they're all people. I mean, there's broken bodies all over the place. Like he's throwing them off the balcony and stuff. And Matt's like, stop. I love that. Just he's quite gone.
He has a little meltdown on that balcony.
Yeah, I know. But Matt's trying to stop everybody because he knows they're just getting hurt. There's where he throws them off the edge.
Ugh.
And then they start pummeling him. They start
Mhm.
beating Fisk, and he pulls them off of him and is like, stop. And yeah, then he has this conversation, and he says that if he goes to prison, he'll be, that's where he says, like, separated from her memory or something like that. Take the deal. And that, like we said, he says that he's going to give him grace, and he's like, that you can't offer me that. Like, he's still surprised that Daredevil or Matt is offering to let him go. But Matt says, I believe you love the city. We've both destroyed the city. We can give it peace, even if we can't get it, because we're both done, because he knows he's going to jail too. And he's like, just let's let it go, both back away, which is kind of what he said before, but Fisk wouldn't listen to it. But yeah, he's like, it's the best offer you're going to get. Let's see. He said, I believe you, that he said that he believed he wanted a better New York. You go to prison, you're locked away from her memory, and if he doesn't, so that's where I was a little confused, because it sounded like he was saying from take the deal, but then he said, like, if he didn't, the whole thing would start all over again. So I don't know, that his conversation confused me. But
no, he said if you don't take the deal, you're just going to go back into prison, and this is going to start all over again.
Oh, okay. See, I couldn't understand exactly what he said. That makes more sense. And Fisk asks if it's his retribution. It means nothing to him. And that's where he says, what about grace? And he says, you're not allowed to offer that to me. And he said, I believe you love the city too. We can give it peace. And if we have none, that's grace. I don't know. Something like that. I don't quite understand my notes, but he was saying they could give the city peace.
About grace.
Yeah, with giving each other grace. And he agrees to do it, surprisingly.
If they would have let that one guy shoot, if they would have let Bullseye shoot him, then he wouldn't have killed those people. And Karen Page is kind of right.
Yeah,
she was. None of this would have went down. But yeah,
I like how he accepts the deal, and he's like, pardon me if I don't shake your hand. I was like, why do you have to be so formal right now? God.
He has to be a dick, as usual.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. All right. So Karen and Matt have a nice romantic dinner. He knows that it's about to end because they're going to come arrest him, which, like I said, not really fair. But
at least they waited until they were finished with dinner. They're like doses and stuff. They have like doses and stuff. They look really good. I was surprised.
Yep. They let him eat first. That was nice. But yeah, they take him away, and she's watching, and then we switch to Jessica there with her daughter Danielle, and in comes Luke. I didn't know if they were going to actually give us Luke for this series.
It was just going to be a shadowy figure in the doorway.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know they're going to do that. I was happy, like I had hoped Luke was going to be in it, but we had said before that like the stuff we'd seen may have been for season 3, so we weren't entirely sure. So I'm glad that he was in it, even if it was very briefly. But he tells her he's home now. He's done doing what he was doing with Mr. Charles, and he says that he's got somebody else now. And that's when we see later that it's Daredevil, or not Daredevil, Bullseye is working for him now. So I guess Bullseye is working for the government. Mm-hmm. And then the guy that runs I don't remember the name of the paper, but whatever paper her uncle worked for, he gives her what I'm assuming it looked like, from what I could tell, were her uncle's articles. And so she's got a job now there after what she did. So I guess her putting all her money and everything into her thing paid off, right?
Right.
Whoa, wait, what? What did I miss? There's an Easter egg for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
What?
Find it.
I know. Find it. Unless it was one of the articles. I didn't look to see what was actually on the article.
Use your skills.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the articles. Uh-huh. I got their name, but there was something from season 1 of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, wait. Now I gotta like look here and see if I can find what it is. Let me see. I didn't try taking pictures of the articles. I honestly didn't think about it.
Where's your from skills, Jamie? Come on. I was looking for anything that could tie into any other like Defenders, everything. I was like reading through the articles.
Oh, they did have that one building in the skyline that was supposed to be
Final Gambit, something that looks like it says Final Gambit, maybe. I can't. Something.
But there was a tower when they first showed the New York skyline, and there was supposed to be a tower, Avengers Tower, right. But I don't really watch all that, so I don't know really what it looks like.
This one says Fist's Iron Grip, How the Man Controlled Half of New York by Ben Urich. I don't see anything so far about S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know, Kimberly. You're gonna have to find it because I went through the different articles. This is what I see.
I think she's giving you clues.
I don't know. I see that says Final Gambit, and that says something like Iron Grip, Fist's Iron Grip. Let's see. It was something S.H.I.E.L.D. was working against. I wonder if it was necessarily a S.H.I.E.L.D. reference or more just like a Marvel thing. I don't know. Going frame by frame, that's all I'm seeing, unless it's. I mean, it does skip frames. I know that. It gives like so many, but that's as good as I can do. I'm not seeing anything else. Well, yeah. I'm not sure what you've seen, Kimberly, but now it's gonna bug me. Unless it was something. Unless she means on the wall. Maybe she means on the wall. It says Battle of New York on the wall. Maybe that's what she meant. Is that maybe what you meant? It definitely says Battle of New York on the wall, but that was there before. Hey B, thanks for stopping by. Yes, everybody, please like the video and subscribe to SciFi Vision, and also join our Discord if you're not a member for all of our watch parties and schedule and all that good stuff. All right. Anyway. So Luke says he's done working for him and that he's going to stay home now. And I guess this will lead into next season. Yes, please do, Kimberly. And then we see that it's Bullseye who's working with him now with the government. So maybe there will be a spinoff with Bullseye. Who knows?
He got his million miles too. He was so excited.
Yeah, Mr. Charles got.
I like the fact that he flies He doesn't even have a private jet or anything like that. He flies commercially.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't even think about that. You're right. There's Alias Investigations. That's her investigation place, which I'm assuming is going to be in the Jessica Jones series anyway. It's the reference to cybertech. Okay, if I had seen cybertech, I would have known it was S.H.I.E.L.D., but I didn't see anything through cybertech. It was in the box of articles, Kimberly, or was it something on the wall? You'll have to tell me exactly where it was, and I'll try to find it. But I definitely didn't see anything about cybertech. Although, to be fair, cybertech I think is in a lot of the series, isn't it? It's kind of like what's that gasoline place? That's in a lot of them. Yeah, Project Deathlock. Yes. I didn't mean I didn't know what cybertech was. I meant where is it at in the, I didn't see it in the newspaper article was what I meant. Yes, I remember cybertech, but I think that was in Agent Carter too, wasn't it? I feel like there was a reference in it too, maybe. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Matt is in prison. And meanwhile, crazy ass Heather is putting on the music. And that was so disturbing. That didn't make a lot of sense. So she puts on the mask, looks in the mirror, and sees herself without the mask.
She sees her best self.
I guess that's kind of how I took it. She's turning into it. It was a weird.
Yeah. That's her best self.
Okay, let's see. Framed clippings on the wall include reference to the Battle of New York, Hulk's Harlem Rampage, and most notably a front page headline reading "Cybertech settles." Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it must be something that I just am not getting when I go frame by frame. I see there's this Battle of New York. It's not clear enough in my screen capture to see what the rest say. Harlem Terror, and then I can't read the rest. I don't know. Now it's going to bug me. Maybe. Oh, there it is. That's, I think, says cybertech. It's just really blurry. That's why I can't see it. I think it's that one up there. Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Kimberly. appreciate you telling me, but I'll have to try to later get a clearer screenshot. But yeah, that's with Deathlock. Okay, so anyway, Matt's coming into prison. This guy that we still don't remember his name, he like nods to him. So yeah, he's like respect, and then also Powell still gives him a dirty look, though, I noticed. And then Fisk is at the beach.
Oh no, what a horrible prison. How will I ever survive here? The sand, it hurts my feet. It hurts my feet.
Yeah. And then Matt is in prison, and they shut the door, and that's the end of the episode.
So there's this contrast about Fisk being on this great island but feeling horrible about it, and then he's in a little tiny cell and he's feeling good.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I hadn't thought about it that way, Scarlet. You're right.
Metaphors.
Yeah, metaphors. I just don't think it's very fair. But hey, it is what it is, and hopefully that'll be fixed. Hopefully not too far into season 3. That's coming after a while. But I'm trying to reload that. But I don't know. Anything else, guys, that you have to add about the episode?
I liked where it left off. I'm sorry, Scarlett, go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, I liked where it kind of ended. It kind of like closed the chapter, because I feel like this season opened with a brand new chapter, especially after season 1. So I kind of liked that it kind of had that closure, and we saw really where like Fisk kind of went. I like that we got a new villain that we have to look forward to. I don't know. I really liked the way the season ended. I'm glad it didn't end with like some cliffhanger of a big bang. It just kind of gave us enough to want season 3 to come.
Fair. And now we have Punisher to look forward to. And that was what I know we got to, outside of this conversation, talk about, because I didn't realize that was next week. So I don't know whether you guys want to cover that next week. We can do that. But then if we do that, we're going to have to, I guess, push Widow's Bay either to Friday or do another Wednesday or something again to accommodate it. So we will have to discuss that. But that's why I say, everybody, please join Discord so you can get updates on our schedule. That's always the easiest way. But yeah, anything else? I think we've pretty much covered it. We did pretty good time-wise, I think. But yeah, we did pretty good. All right, everybody. Well, don't forget, Saturday night at midnight, we have From Watch Party. That's the next thing. And then we have one on Sunday at 9 Eastern as well, followed by our live stream at 10:30 for our deep dive. And our review live stream of From is Monday at 10 Eastern, and followed by Fandom Access, and then we start all over again. And as for Widow's Bay, again, we'll let you guys know when we're going to do that for sure. Also, Sunday, we're going to announce what we're giving away on Monday's show that Kimberly is providing very nicely. So that will be soon. So stay tuned to find that out. And then we'll do a thing like we did before, the spin thing, whatever you want to call it, on StreamYard to pick a winner.
Yay.
That'll be awesome. So until then, like I said, my interview with Hannah will be out Monday. So stay tuned, and we'll see y'all soon. And hopefully we'll see you around Discord and all that fun stuff. But we hope you enjoyed our Daredevil coverage, and we'll be back next season for that, I guess. But yeah, I'm assuming at some point we're going to do Punisher.
Yes.
Unless you guys don't want to. Yes, I figured we would be. All right. Well, unless you guys have anything else to add, I guess that is about it. Good night, everybody. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to SciFi Vision, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I want a dosa. I want a dosa real bad.